question is, what's going to be your conversion rate when people don't like your room? So you're going to have to figure out the conversion rate in the room problem.
So I think this is very promising. It's surprising to me that someone doesn't already do this because it's such a logical service, and it makes sense that it would move to the web instead of something that's locally based. I'd want a little more clarity on what you've built versus what you are planning to build. I'm sure in a more detailed pitch you have a detailed timeline as so that we can understand that better. To your point, I talked with architecturaldesigns.com, which is actually run by a relative of mine, which has many, many different home plans. So you could easily partner with them to get different plans for folks. I think one big issue is going to be translating this cool virtual design to something that I can actually give to my contractor and that he can execute without being resentful of me doing all this. So there's a political barrier that you have to overcome, political/cultural barrier.
I don't think if he has a standard room, you have that problem.
Well, the point I'm making is that the average contractor may resent the average homeowner getting so involved and impinging on his or her terrain.
I'll just give advice on the pitch, and it kind of relates to the last question. I think that, well, I don't know the space that well, but it looks like you've built some compelling software. But I think some of the questions about is this what is it? Have you built something? Are you kind of more advanced in what the customer is even? Well, what is the customer interest in this? And it sounds like you did talk when I asked you. You talked about that, but I think you definitely want to talk about that in the pitch. And if you've talked to 70 customers and there's interest, or you have some data points you can point to, I think that's really important, just to show some credibility to that. You haven't built this amazing software that people don't want.
1 minute.
So it looks great, and it seems to work really well. The question I would have, is there a way to sort of load your own CAD files into this? And clearly, that would be an interesting idea. I don't know how complicated that is. There's a great company in Boston called GrabCAD that is basically outsourced sort of working with CAD files for very, very cheap. And I wonder if there's not a nice partnership for you guys there. That's number one. Number two, I really think, could you, sort of market sort of certain products, searching in certain ways, featuring certain things, like starting to sort of do paid search as a business model? Because I would imagine that would be very, very appealing to the manufacturers to sort of be featured above as opposed to below the fold.
All right. That's it. Thanks, everybody. Good job.
Thanks, Ed.
All right. We got two more left. Alex Fair and Tony Hu. So if you want to vote for Spruce Box, it's at Spruce Box. Alex? Oh my gosh.
I just want to say, Jay, awesome. I followed Jay at Tech Founders a little while ago. And New York City is definitely a startup place because we went from Tech Founders, found our Tech Founders, now we're here.
2 minutes.
We're killing it. Okay. Thank you, Ultralight. Thank you, Owen Days. All you guys. You guys are great. Okay. So I am Alex Fair. I started Fair Care MD. The real problem we're trying to solve is the fact that about 1/3 of all of your dollars you spend at the doctor or on your insurance is completely wasted. It just goes to paperwork, marketing, administration, these things that have nothing to do with making you better. Healthcare represents 17% of our GDP. That's about 1/3 more than any other industrialized country. So we figured we could solve that problem. It's rather audacious. Click the Fair Care logo. So what we basically did was create a healthcare marketplace where you can shop for care, measure quality, see all the factors that are out there about the doctor, and then actually get it. So this is our homepage, and you can see that you can search for a colonoscopy. Well, maybe you can't. Sorry, we just did a CSS upgrade. Yeah, well, we just did not. We're in version 2. We just upgraded the other day. Try saying my knee hurts or something like that. Anyway, so my team is amazing, even though this is failing right now. And they are Jacek Zagorski, who invented JEngine. One of the great things when you do something as audacious as this is you attract amazing people. So the guy who created Kickstarter is our tech lead, Mike Pence. Dr. Lux, who you'll see here in a minute, if you scroll down, is our chief medical officer. He's one of the top doctors. Let's see. Oh, you search for colonoscopy. So Brett Bernstein, Yeah, he doesn't do colonoscopies. Brett Bernstein is the head of gastroenterology at Beth Israel. He's a great doctor too. You can actually save about 50% compared to what an insurance company pays going direct. Everybody loves it. The doctors love it. Our revenue model is pretty straightforward. The doctors subscribe. If you do the deal through the system, we get a transaction fee, and I'm out of time. So,
All right.
thank you.
Good. Okay. So, questions? Audience, panel, anybody?
So is this lead generation for the doctor?
Is this lead generation for the doctors?
Excellent question. Lead generation is a big part of it, but doctors are sick of dealing with insurance companies too. They spend a lot of time and a lot of money. They expect 40% of their costs of running an office are dealing with insurance companies. So and the best doctors are opting out. So yes, it's lead gen, but it's also a solution to a really bad problem they have.
But is it, I'm sorry,
So it's lead generation for non-insurance transactions?
It starts out with non-insurance, but that's our next pivot. So if you actually go to a number of the doctors, they started loading up their insurance, and pretty soon you'll be able to book appointments, and works for everybody.
Is your target market uninsured people?
Initially it was, but actually there's three basic markets. You have elective services or dentistry, cosmetic surgery. Believe it or not, our initial #1 search was Brazilian butt lifts. Then
2 minutes.
I didn't even know what it was, and then we started getting mental health and everything else. But also, 30% of us have high deductible plans right now. I didn't make that up. It's true. The things you learn from our search results, we've had 150,000 of them already, and we see amazing patterns that we never expected. And the third is the uninsured or the underinsured. But our fourth is coming, which is everybody with regular insurance. And we're hacking that up to present tomorrow.
What are the legal restrictions to doing this?
Excellent question. This is one of the questions that doctors always ask. And what I did to figure out all the questions, I actually knocked on 2,500 doctors' doors in New York City right here, and I talked to about 466 of them, and that question came up quite a bit. So we actually had a whole team of legal experts led by one of the leaders in the field. We've gone against white shoe firms. Now we've actually gone against insurance companies where the insurance company says, hey doc, I want that price that you listed on FairCareMD. Did this to Dr. Lux. And Dr. Lux said, hey, as long as you pay me at the time of service and you don't make me do any paperwork, I'll give you that price. Great. They laughed and signed him up for another 2 years.
so, I guess when you look at sort of the landscape that's out there, ZocDoc is a monster. They list, what insurance they take, what insurance they don't take. There's lots of sort of service, for listing doctors. How do you guys think about competing?
Yeah, well, I love what Cyrus has done at ZocDoc. It's a very rich and competitive landscape in this area. And one of the things that we're doing is we have, a software automated mechanical Turk coming that actually reduces our cost of acquisition to about 1/10 of Cyrus's. So I think that we can go global pretty quick.
All right, perfect. That's all the time for Q&A. Let's move into panel advice. Who wants to start? David, go for it.
So I mentioned earlier to Gracious Eloise that I really dislike companies named after the founder, but I'm making an exception if your last name is Fair.
It gets worse. My middle initial is B. Alex B. Fair. It could have been worse. My parents were hippies.
So look, there's obviously a huge opportunity here. In this country, we don't really have a debt problem. We just have a massive healthcare problem. So there's a lot of value to trying to crack this. But there's a reason why so many people have tried to crack this and run into problems, because it's a regulation and doctors are generally conservative and technology adverse bunch. So you'd have to give an investor, I think, a lot more comfort in that, which I'm sure you could do in a lengthier conversation, that you have thought through all of that and addressed the obstacles. In particular, I think a lot of doctors would object to something that says, I'll negotiate, right, which makes them sound like a used car salesperson.
That's an enormous problem, and if anybody comes up with a better thing than get a fairer fee or negotiate or price it, I'll give you $1,000 right here.
2 minutes.
No, seriously, it's a real problem.
Yeah, maybe there's a way, because I agree with that, and maybe a subtler way to do it would be more the way I guess some of the car services might do it where, or Priceline almost, where you say, you know, I'm looking for a Brazilian butt lift and I'll pay $100 for it.
That'll cost you a little bit more.
What's that?
Yeah, that'll cost you a little bit more.
But you know, that might be a way to make it a little more, you know, so that the doctors aren't saying, you know, this is what I charge, and they can just decide, and they can decide based on how much, you know, excess capacity or whatever they have, or if they want, if they have an extra spot on Saturday, they can add one in. You know,
Yeah,
that would be
and actually we see that now. We see you can get a $400 MRI, but you have to go after 6 o'clock at night. So we actually, when we first went out there
Try to get
with...
in your feedback,
Hey,
Tom.
Alex. Yeah, sorry, listening now.
You know, it's a double-edged sword to think about, you know, do you focus on a specific area versus do you actually have as broad an offering as possible? But, you know, there is a case to be made of just thinking about a very specific area in which you think you can get a beachhead, you can get a name, you can get real momentum, you can get every single doctor, and you can own it, and then sort of expand sort of vertically outward.
So to expand on that, the idea I had is to possibly
Need the
label the
mic.
site differently for different areas, AKA dentists that don't take insurance is a totally different market, and elective surgery is a totally different market. And to David's point, I'm really concerned once you get in the insurance market that you're going to have to pivot to change and get around a lot of the issues. So you might actually have multiple versions of this thing in one off the same platform.
Yeah, we have all those names registered. Fair Care Dental, Fair Care.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I don't think cosmetics fair care. I think cosmetics like some cool name.
That's Fair Care Elite.
Okay. All right, that's
No,
time.
He's good.
I found their name.
All right, okay.
Okay. Thanks, Alex. And if you want to vote for Fair Care MD, you can tweet with #Ultralight and @FairCareMD. Last pitch today is Tony Hu of Photo Makeup. Photo Makeup.
Save the best for the last. I hope it's true. We'll find out.
All right, 2 minutes.
Okay. My name is Tony Hu, and I'm a founder and the president, not the CEO. I'm looking for one, by the way, of Photo Makeup. Can you bring it up?
I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the
This is going to
of-
apps.facebook.com, right?
No. And then photo makeup. Can I type it? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and then photo makeup.
PHOTO.
No. FOTOMKUP. Yep, that's it.
Is it?
That's it.
Okay.
You got it. All right. So, Photo Makeup is a Facebook application which allows the user to upload their photos from their PC or a webcam and onto the templates. And then you can use the online editing tools to customize your photos. And we provide series of templates so then you can make a photo album or photo book, and then share with your friends and families. And well, people would say like a lot of companies already doing that, like Snapfish and some other companies. What is my competitive advantage? And I would say easier to use, better, better templates, and more tools is just better. And you will find out if you want to, and we can compare. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Walmart, you will see they provide the online, like templates for you to do it as well. But it's not nearly, as good as this. I'm just showing you one of the photo album that my partner created. By the way, okay.
That's the time.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, questions, 3 minutes.
So is the business here is that you do this and then you print it out and then you charge them for the printout? Is that what it is?
Well, originally, I guess I just wanted to build something people can play with it and would like it. This is my original model, and if you click on what's coming next, we will, first of all, this is a small version, and then in the future, we are going to put lots more templates. We have thousands of them already. And then we can also have, more tools so that people can do lots more with it.
Tell me, how did you come up with sort of doing this?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. As a matter of fact, my partner, he's a professional photographer, and he owns several studios, and over time he collected thousands of templates, like very beautiful templates, and he can only do it offline. And I am a web developer, over 14 years of experience in IT. So I said, why not to bring it up to online so that people, it's more scalable, and especially for the Facebook platform, this is going to be a great, place to put it in and to talk to the target audience, which mostly are for, for the younger audience, and also especially young moms, who wants to, to beautify their child's pictures and, like that. So I thought it's a great opportunity over there.
Got a question? It seems easy to duplicate. How do you specialize?
Well, it's actually not. Just think about, I'm doing this. It's just like open a restaurant, and I'm providing a better menu. Like in terms of, you can think of my restaurant would be a Chinese, high-end gourmet, where people can open like a fast food restaurant or something like that. So that's what I think.
How much of what you think makes this better is in the templates versus how much is in the tools?
I think both will be very critical. As a matter of fact, I have also some other, innovative thinking which I would like to keep it by myself for now, but
Okay.
definitely something.
So now we're into time for panel advice, so let's get right into that. Who wants to give it a start?
So when you do time analysis of what people do on social networks and heat map analysis of where their eyes go, photos are king, right? People love, love, love photos. So I think you're in a space with very significant opportunity. I think you haven't fully articulated, and perhaps you need more time to understand how this is superior to the various other photo editing tools that are out there. So that's what I would focus on. I think there's certainly an opportunity in this area. I would be focused on a vertical economy. This is another pattern I see going back to Hazarai, right? I'll make the comparison. So Hazarai is targeting this really huge market, right? Lots and lots of different parts of geek culture. That's really, really hard. So I think you're much better trying to be the #1 photo editor for Facebook for children, right? And just own that niche. You have the best templates for photos of your kids. And then you could expand elsewhere. That's a heck of a lot easier than trying to be the #1 tool for photo editing, because a lot of people are way ahead of you in that game.
2 minutes.
I'll play David in this role because the name I think has got to change. Just the fact that we had to spend a minute trying to understand the URL. I'm sure you can come up with a better name. So that's one thing. Also, just with the restaurants comparison, and just a few times we talked about we're just better, and comparing to restaurants is probably generally not a good thing with investors, because restaurants are generally thought of as a terrible kind of business to be in. So that's just something to think of. But think about what is the differentiation? Is it focusing on something? Is it you're doing this the best? But really figure out what you do best and really articulate it.
I would talk a little bit about how you're going to sort of market this to whatever group you decide, right? Because putting it out on Facebook is one thing, but along the lines of if you are going to focus on a specific area, then really the next step is to think about, okay, there's this group of people that I need to get to, and maybe your partner has all of these relationships in a very specific area, and you just say, look, we're going to go after those guys first, and get every single one of those people to use our template, engine, and but I would think about how do you do that and incorporate that into your pitch.
So two comments to the restaurant comment. It's really about venture return and differentiation, because that's the business we're in. We're not in business of investing in small businesses. So you have to give us the differentiation that has additional value. And the big problem was you said, it's just better. Well, it's the photo business. What I would have rather seen is, this is the photo that I can do on whatever the new name is for this, and this is the best the competition can do, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, and all I need to see is it's a better picture. But show me the side by side, and I would have been sold, but it's just better doesn't sell me.
Perfect. That's time.
Awesome.
All right. Good job.
Thanks, Tony. So if you want to vote for Tony, now is a good time to do that. It's pound ultralight and then @Tony online. So that will finish up all of the pitches today. So we have winners. We have some votes that are
Votes are still
coming
pouring in.
Still pouring in.
Competition is
pouring.
hot.
It's like an
Pouring
avalanche.
in.
It's like a cascade.
Stop voting. We can't handle it.
Actually, no. Now is the time to vote.
I told you, ignore everything I said.
Vote right now, and not only for the startups, but also for the panelists. And we'll be announcing that momentarily. So lastly, we want to just make a mention of some brief announcements. Let's see.
All right, so we have a bunch of local sponsors. We're not done. There's a lot of chatter like we're done, but we are not. There is still more ultralight. So
we're going to announce the winners. I'm sure you're all
getting ready to go.
Can't wait.
Hang on 1 minute. We're almost done.
Okay, so SourcePad, is somebody here from SourcePad?
Joe?
Okay, so Rob is right back there. SourcePad builds iPhone, Android, and web apps.
Guys?
For startups and agile businesses of all sizes. They have a process that uses video agile and developers handpicked based on their coding tests to deliver quality development at affordable prices. Their staff has worked with major companies such as Intel, Procter & Gamble, Adobe, and today work with over 30 ultralight companies. So come and talk to Rob right over there if you need a mobile or web app.
There are a lot of you who have pitched and were like, you need a mobile app. That's your man.
There you go.
All right.
You want to do Seamless?
Seamless. So, everybody knows Seamless, but let me pitch them. Seamless has provided the soda that all the New York attendees are about to enjoy. So maybe you've already enjoyed. I had one. It was fabulous. Seamless is an online and mobile food ordering service that features 6,500 plus restaurants in 27 cities. They make it easy to find and sort through restaurants that deliver to your address and pay tip by credit card online or any smartphone. For people viewing the video stream from home, I'm talking to you people. I don't know if I'm on camera right now, but I'm talking to you guys. You get a coupon code for 10% discount at the bottom of the page on ultralight.tv. And for anyone who hasn't tried Seamless yet, use the code. This is really important. It's ULS first order for $5 off your first meal. Can't ask for more than that.
Awesome. Is Michael Kislin here? I haven't seen him tonight.
Michael? No.
No? Well, I'll mention him anyways. Steinberg Foreman Group provides professional wealth advisory services to individuals, families, and organizations. The team's main objective is providing serious long-term investor with a financial plan that focuses on asset allocation, diversification, and risk management. They provide meaningful solutions to issues such as estate planning, insurance planning, legacy planning, tax planning, and gifting strategies.
And if that wasn't exciting enough, I don't know what is.
The ultralights and the big shots alike need to plan their financial future, and Michael is the best at it. So there you go. Brief announcements. Next Ultralight is 4 weeks from today at Microsoft Feedback Forum and Pitch Showdown Part 2.
All right. So if you like this format, you got to let us know.
That's right.
All right.
If you want to
You want more?
get all the advice, then sign up for it. And if you have more than 2,000 Twitter followers, you get into Ultralight for free as a media partner. That you probably already know. So time now to announce,
With great fanfare.
our pitch contest winners, who, not this month, but next month, will get to go to the New York Angels and Amazon Web Services and Media Training Worldwide. So we have a tie for third place. If you think you're in third place, vote now. We have had this happen before, and we ended up awarding 2 prizes. So Amazon nearly went bankrupt with the extra $200 in AWS credit.
I covered it for
Here
you.
it is. Chris DeLuca, our Ultralight Boston chapter organizer, is here all the way from distant Boston. Came down here to run Row Feeder today. And by the way, we're going to be repeating this format in Boston in 3 weeks, thereabouts? August 31st. I don't know how many weeks that is, but that's when we're going to do it. So, and a tie for third place. Audience choice. 2 startups. TheBirdie.com. Congratulations, Corey Moss.
27 times a winner.
He's won this before, I think.
Really?
He's a serial winner. And Fair Care MD is also tied for third place. Gracia, I believe it's Gracious Eloise, right? Is in second place.
Number 2.
Congratulations, Eloise. And the number 1 pitch is Sean Coughlin of Faith Street.
Yeah, where is he?
Congratulations.
Ah, big shout out.
And the resounding winner of the panel choice contest.
We should do it by like,
Man, oh man.
applause.
This is really where it all comes down.
All right.
From our hometown, New York City, NYC seed, Owen Davis has won the audience choice.
We're not worthy.
Thank you very much, Owen, and thanks to all our panelists, and we'll see you over at Murphy & Gonzalez.